what's up, familia? Welcome inside the big. We hope you guys are doing good. Keep in between the lines. Got your load secure. All right. I said I would tell this story. We're at, Halloween time. So I've told this story before, but it's been a long time since I told this. So I thought I'd just go ahead and retell it, man. There's a couple of freaky things that's happened, right, as a trucker, but nothing too crazy. The craziest thing is the story that I'm about to tell you guys. All right, so sit shotgun and yeah, let's do it, man. All right. So I used to pull flatbed, right, hauling lumber. This is years ago, man. This is quite a few years ago. I don't know, going back, this is over 15 years ago. And doing that job, I used to drive over, all over the state of California, everywhere, places people have never even heard of in the state of California, man. Little small towns way out in the desert. Going to places like Boron and just places just way out there, right? And it was actually it wasn't bad, man. It wasn't bad. I didn't mind it. I actually liked it. But so anyway, I had a trailer or a load I had to take out to Lone Pine. Now Lone Pine is way out on the 395 highway. You just jump on the 395 and you just take it. You catch the 395 somewhere around like the Hesperia, Victorville area, and you just take that baby, man, and that sucker just goes for miles, right? It's passing Ridgecrest and all that. Anyway, I went ahead, made the delivery. I was running pretty low on hours, right? I've said it before, a trucker can only drive so many hours legally. So I was running out of hours, and I was like, you know what? Instead of staying in Lone Pine, I'll just truck it back as far as I can make it. I don't remember how many hours I had left. Probably had about an hour and a half, 2 hours. Now, I didn't have too much of driving time, but I'm like, you know what? I'll just go ahead and start trucking back, Holmes, and I'll just pull off to the side and go to sleep, right? So I'm trucking it back, and yeah, sure enough, I'm running out of time, running out of driving time. So I see this kind of just open piece of land, and I see there's a couple of trucks. There's about 3-4 trucks pulled off to the side, and looks like they've pretty much called it a night as well. So I'm like, all right, I'll just pull in there as well, right alongside the rest of these trucks, and yeah, call it a day, Holmes, right? So I called it a day, jumped in the sleeper. I was driving at this time. I was driving a 1998 cab over Freightliner with a sleeper. Now, the cab overs, you don't really see cab overs anymore, but the cab overs with a sleeper, the shifter was basically the size of a ruler. All right. I don't know if anybody's been or has anybody trucked it with a cab over with a sleeper in it. The shifter, the gear shifter, is really just about like that big, man, because it's up here. You know, it doesn't go all the way to the ground because it's a cab over. So anyway, I jumped in the sleeper and called it a night. Right? I took my hours on, you know, off before I could start trucking again. So anyway, while I'm asleep, I wake up a little bit here and there because I could hear trucks starting up and taking off, and I'm like, all right, you know, their time is done and they're hitting the road. My time isn't, so you know I'm going back to sleep. Again, I'm hearing the trucks start up and take off. I'm still half asleep, you know. I'm still getting my rest. So I wake up, and this is probably about 2:30 in the morning. 2 o'clock in the morning, 2:30 in the morning, somewhere around there. And I'm like, all right, I guess it's time for me to truck it. You know, my time is up. I took enough time where I could start trucking it again, right? So I get out of the sleeper, and I look around, right? It's dark, man. There's no street lights, there's no highway lights, there's nothing, right? It's just completely dark, right? The only light you have is just the moonlight. And as far as the eye can see, there's nothing. There's nothing in front of you, there's nothing behind you, as far as the eye can see. All right, there's no lights, there's no town, there's no city, there's no anything. I started looking around me, and I've noticed that all the trucks are gone, right? When I pulled in, there was about 3-4 trucks. This is not a rest stop. This is nothing. This is just an open piece of land on the side of the road. All right, there's no rest stop, there's no vending machines, there's no restroom, there's nothing. And I noticed I'm the only one left. And I was like, damn. I could remember hearing 1, maybe 2 trucks start up and take off, but not all of them, right? So yeah, I'm the only one out there. So I'm like, all right, it's time to truck it. So I grab my bag and I put it in the sleeper. When I'm doing that, I hear a loud bang on the windshield. Basically, like if somebody grabbed, I guess, a big rock and threw it at the windshield. It didn't crack or break the windshield or anything, but it was a nice big bang, man. It scared the hell out of me. I'm like, what the hell is that? Or what the hell was that? You know? So I go and I sit on the driver's seat. There's not a lot of room. I want to paint the picture. A cab over with a sleeper, there's not a lot of room. You don't get to stand up and walk around the truck like you do with some of these conventional trucks. There's just the bed behind you. That is it. There's the seat. Right behind the seat is the bed. You don't have a lot of room to stand up and move around or anything like that. So anyway, so I get in the seat. So basically, my bag was on the driver's seat. I grab it, put it in the sleeper, bam, big old bang, right? And again, it's dark. So I look through the windshield, and I could see a silhouette of somebody standing out there, right? I can't see the actual person, but you can just kind of see the outline. I mean, it's really dark, and they're just standing there. And, not like exactly right in front of the truck. They're they're quite a few feet away from the truck. And I'm like, what the hell? I look around me again and I'm like, okay, all the trucks are gone. I'm thinking, is this a driver? Right? But there's nobody. There's nothing around. No car, no truck, nothing. Just this person just standing there. So I start up my truck, right? Before I start up my truck, I'm looking at him. I just kind of like put my hands up, like, what? Like, what do you want? I don't know if the dude could see me or not. It's dark. I don't turn on the light from the inside of the truck. Like what the hell? You know, what's up with you throwing something at the truck? You know what I mean? I didn't really know what else to do. And the person just standing there. So at that time, that's when I start up the truck and I turn on the headlights. And that's when I could see it's this shady looking character. The best way I could describe this individual is, think of the movie First Blood. The first Rambo movie. Think of the movie First Blood. The guy looked pretty much just like that. You know, he's got some somewhat long, bushy, black hair. He's wearing like an old beat up jacket, some old beat up jeans. I mean, this vato looks shady, homie, right? And when I did that, he stood there. Now, this guy is standing like a little bit towards the left, right? So basically, he's in front of the truck, but a little bit more towards the left, that side, right? So I'm like, okay, I don't know, man. This dude's starting to freak me out, Holmes, right? I don't know if this fool's packing. I don't know if I got no idea. And he's got zero facial expression. He's just standing there, just staring. So I release the brakes. When I release the brakes, he starts walking towards the truck. I'm like, okay, something's up, man. It's about to go down, right? Mind you, I'm young at this time, man. I'm a young lad, Holmes, right? So I'm not making the best decisions, right? So he's walking to the truck. He's walking to my door, right? To the side door, right here. I'm knocking on the window, but I don't know if you guys can see, but he's right here to the side door, right? So as he's walking, I'm putting it in gear. I'm like, man, damn this, right? I put it in gear, and as he makes his way to the window, to the door, he's just looking up at me. Again, I gotta make it clear. His facial expression has not changed. Okay? It's just like he has no facial expression. He's not smiling. He's not angry. He's just a dead stare, man. I won't forget it. It's just like you don't know what mood this dude is in, right? So he comes up to the door, and let me turn you guys here. So he comes up to the door. The window's right here, right? Obviously. So he's just standing down there, and in the cab over, the truck is actually higher. I don't know if people know that, but the cab is actually higher. So he's there. I'm looking down at him. He's looking up at me. I put it in gear, and I roll down the window, not all the way. I roll it down maybe to my eye level, right? And again, he's pretty far down. It's not like he could reach up or anything. He's pretty far down. And I said, "Can I help you with something?" And he's looking at me. again, just like no facial expression. He's looking at me, and then I'm just thinking like, okay, I'm out of here, man. He tries to start. He's looking at me. Then he looks down at the door handle, and he looks back up at me real quick, and he starts trying to open the door, right? But the door is locked, so he's trying to open the door, and I'm like, man, I'm out of here, man. Boom, I start going, right? I start going, and I look in my side mirror, and I could just see him just standing there, man. Again, like little to no movement. He's just standing there. And then I look, once I get onto the road, I look on the passenger side mirror, and he just starts walking into the desert. There's no car, there's no vehicle, there's nothing. He just starts, just calmly, he just starts walking into the desert. Once I hit the next town, which I believe, man, this happened a long time ago. I believe it was Ridgecrest. I'm not really sure. Maybe it was a little smaller town after Ridgecrest. But once I got to the next town was like a good 15, 20 miles away, Holmes. It was not close. Okay? And the town before that was another good, I don't know, 30 miles away. I got no idea, but it was far. That's why it kind of struck me strange. It was when I got to the next town, that's when I got off, and I started checking the truck, making sure everything's all right. I don't have any flat tires or anything. And it just got me thinking, like, where did this vato come from, homie? Okay, this was winter time, right? I forgot what month it was, but I do remember it was cold. All right, for those that don't know, every time people think about the desert, they think about the heat, and yes, it does get hot, right? But during those cold months, homie, it could get down to 20 degrees. It was cold, man. I remember getting off the truck to check everything, and I'm like, damn, man, I had to wrap myself up good, because it was cold. I don't know how cold it was. I'm gonna guess maybe like, I don't know, it was in the 20s. All right, now in California, you hit the 20s, that's cold. I get it. In other places in the country, that's really not that cold. All right, my point is, where did this vato come from? Was he really just walking? I mean, he just disappeared into the desert. He just calmly just walked into the desert. This guy was not shivering. He was not, like, man, it's cold out here. He had a little jacket on, yeah. Basically, like I said, think of First Blood. That's basically what the guy looked like when he walks into the town. So I'm thinking, okay, was this vato a hitchhiker? From one of the other trucks that was parked there, and the driver kicked him out, said like, hey, homie, you're too weird, get the hell out of my truck. Was this guy looking for another ride? Look, if this vato was looking to hitch a ride, homie, he's got to work on his people skills and his communication skills, But where did this dude come from? What did he come from the town? Because hey, Holmes, that's a long walk. It was about a good 15 miles to the next town. I'm not saying it can't happen, but damn, dog, that's a mission and a half. And what's this dude walking at this time of, that time? I get it. It's you don't want to walk during the day, but to avoid the sun, but it's not hot during that time of year. What was this vato doing out there, like basically in the middle of nowhere? So that was a pretty crazy, freaky thing, man. And you know, I just go ahead and recommend this. You know, you guys do whatever you guys want to do to keep yourself safe out on the road. Look, man, you know, it's it can get crazy out there. You know, even other drivers, homie. Other drivers can be weird. There's that documentary of the serial killer that was a trucker, right? It was hard to catch him because he's a trucker. He's on the road. You never know, man. You could get a flat tire and you could be out in the middle of nowhere. And it can take, hey, Holmes, I've waited 2 hours, 3 hours, you know, for the llantero to come out and you know, change the tire, man. And you have no idea who can roll up at that time, okay? Anybody who's rolling up in a car, even another trucker, you got no idea, man. It's just you and them out there. And as far as the eye can see, nothing. So everybody keep through out there, Holmes. But yeah, that's the craziest thing that has happened to me out trucking, and I just thought I'd go ahead and share that story, man. And I don't know where this vato came from. I don't know where he was going. I got no idea, man. But glad I'm here to tell the story, though. Hey, familia, as always, live your life like you're on the road. Be aware of your surroundings and always keep it safe distance. Blood makes you related, but loyalty makes you family. Until next time, this is Ed the Total Trucker. Over and out.